Hey, black women, you gotta forgive me. Give me a minute. I'm always doing something when I do a live. I'm never prepared, and that's just who I am. Even in real life, y'all. I have shit to do, and I'm always like doing other stuff last minute. I just have to make sure I can hear myself and see your comments and etc. All right, so first thing I want to do is open this thing that I don't even know what the hell it is because I ordered this and don't know what the hell it is. Like, what is this? All wrapped up fancy. What the? Oh my God. This is that dress I bought like 1,000 years ago. And it finally showed up. All right, let me tell y'all, right? I mean, I could take it out, but you won't really be able to see it. Like this is a ball dress, right? Like a princess dress because I don't know how many of you guys ever watched Bridgerton, right? Okay, so Bridgerton was here in New York City, and they had like a theme, like ball party for Bridgerton viewers, right? Now, as you can see, like this is like a halter dress. Oh God, I'm just doing a horrible job of showing you guys this, but it's a halter dress, right? You put it on, and then it has this bodice that goes on the outside to make you look like you came out of a fairy tale, right? So I had to get another dress because this you see today is freaking August 24th and the ball was in July, okay? So I had no idea it was gonna take this long to get the dress. So me living in New York, we have tons of shops for all types of dresses and all types of occasions. I bought another princess gown with like the typical bodice and the big fuzzy bottom like this to look like I'm not gonna say Cinderella. I'm gonna say Princess Tatiana. Was it Tatiana? No, Tiana from Princess and the Frog. So I went and I actually had glass slippers or hooker heels or whatever y'all call it, the glass shoes, glass heels, and I had my gloves that came up to here and my little tiara and everything, and I tried to look like one of the characters out of Bridgerton. And I had a good ass time. And I danced so much that night. I scuffed the goddamn heel on the left foot. I did not care. This is a nice dress. I will be rocking this somewhere come like New Year's Eve or something like that. And I go somewhere. I'll probably. Oh, I didn't even realize they gave me a bag. Okay. Anyway, so I'll just be rocking this dress sometime, somewhere else, cause it never showed up. And you know how like when you're thinking about something, I thought about it, and was getting all anxious. Went and got another dress, forgot about it. Here it is, like literally a month and a few days later, and it finally shows up. Too late. So, but anyway, let me get into what I came here for. What are they talking? YouTube is ridiculous. They're gonna give me a notice on the YouTube page while I'm talking to y'all right now, telling me moderators are good for the live, and I'm like, whose moderators? Yours or mine? Because I don't want YouTube moderators nowhere near me. I'm good. Thank you, YouTube. I don't need your help. But yeah. All right, let me charge this. Oh, it is charged, but look at this, y'all. This is a nice charging brick. I got this off of Amazon. Check out how many ports. There's one here, right at the top, and this is for like when you have the older versions of like iPads or iPhones, etc., right? To adapt so it can get some battery in case you're running low. And then it has, let me see, let me pull this one out. It has the lightning one, right? For all the newer things, the newer chargers, lightning chargers, and even the new Apple iPad that I'm doing this live on. It's not the old port, it's the new lightning port. So this is here, and then it has a typical USB so that can go wherever you need it. All right, and then it has the typical iPhone charger. So pretty much it has the Lightning, USB, the old iPhone charger, and it has the USC. This is a USC right here. This is a USC. So, and the USC is the smaller version of it's a smaller of the USB. But anyway, and then it has the different ports here, so you could plug stuff in, charge. You can do two things at one time. It powers both ways. You can be charging things in here to get charged, and you could take these adapters and this one at the top and plug them into other accessories that need to work. So it's really nice. And I think it was like less than $22 or something like that. This is really nice. I got this off of Amazon. You know me and Amazon. I need to have a goddamn storefront by now because I do everything with Amazon and H&M. It's ridiculous. So, okay. So here, I want to talk about everything that's been going on this month. It's too much nonsense. The fact that let me put the thing in the chat in case anybody want to call in or whatever. The link. The fact that we have so many black women, children getting killed, and black women are still going out of their way to listening to dating advice, trying to actually have relationships with these black males, in spite of the fact that they are going extra hard, I guess overtime because it's summertime, for them to like kill you and show you that they really don't want to be with you. I'm at my wit's end with y'all. I literally am. Like I had told y'all I wasn't coming back, but it's like I see all these people getting hurt, and then I'm trying to sit there and be quiet, and I can't. I just can't. Now, how come I can't? Or maybe I could do it on here. Yeah, I could do it on here. Give me a second. Like, I can't do it, and it's driving me crazy. Because I just don't understand why. Sorry, that's my little, those fresheners for the car. Yes, I'm in the car. I had to run the battery because I have to take the train, so I don't get to drive that much. And I can't just leave it sitting here. It'll die out. All right, hold on. Comments. All right. But then we need to invite guests. Let's see. Yeah, I could do it like this. Copy this. Copy. I ain't close that shit up. Now I need to go put it in the chat. Hold on, y'all. You know it's always a thing with me, a real production to get this stuff in the chat, right? Let me put that band thing. All right, now. Come on, let me put it in the chat. That's not what I want to do. Is it down here? I want to put. Here we go. Live. I want live chat. Post a comment. There we go. Okay, here we go. Do I have to do it again? I think so. Okay, let me go back and do it. Invite a guest. Copy. It's copied. Okay. Go back down here. Post. All right, there we go. Okay, so the link is in the chat now. All right. So here's the deal, right? Like I said, I was not trying to be on here talking to y'all because I'm just aggravated. I'm at the point like I don't even want to come on here unless I really have something to say and then disappear because I feel like, and I guess like a lot of people feel, when like my videos and my message that I'm trying to get out to y'all is falling literally on deaf ears because you're too worried about shit Princella's saying, Cynthia and anybody else talking about relationships. Oh, I forgot Shara, the most right, the most influential one that'll get you slabbed out somewhere in a coroner's office, right? But yeah, it's like I don't understand what y'all are doing, but I do see the movement where a lot of women are starting to listen more to the smaller content creators because I guess they're finally understanding that we actually have more sense and we're actually really about the everyday black woman. And we're not coming on here running gimmicks about whether a man can love or not and how to buy my book and talking about the same old behavioral patterns this fool has been doing since God knows when. It should not be about that. It should really be about people opening up their eyes and looking at the reality in front of them. We have a lot of stuff going on in the black community, good and bad, I gotta add, right? Because I'll be the first to tell y'all, since I know for a fact nobody else has told y'all, y'all are doing a goddamn good job in centering yourself as black women. The fact that so many black women are in the comments when I go to different people's pages and I see them saying, well, what's wrong with just being celibate? This lady had put a three word catchphrase in the comments. It was cool. It was like she was like celibate, safe, and independent or something like that. I thought it was cool. It was so cool. I was like, that shit belongs on the t-shirt. And I saw it on Tanya's channel because I don't watch them, but every now and then I'll just go check out what poison all of those people are pushing to y'all like a pimp, like a real pusher in the neighborhood. And I came upon the one where she actually had that Princella woman on her show. And then ironically, I saw this other lady's channel who was doing a full critique of the video. I haven't finished that one yet. So I was curious to see what she was talking about. But it's interesting how the things that I'm telling you is funny, but it's starting to trickle all over YouTube. Because I see like many other small black women content creators talking about how those women are very dangerous to black women. The things that they're putting out into social media is leading to people like the poor young lady. Y'all know I don't call names when it comes to victims, right? Y'all know that. Um, the poor young lady that had her life taken from her the other day by the I'm trying to be nice. The dude she married that was on the down low who got outed by the exact guy he was sleeping with on this website called Whose Man Is This? Now, when I first heard that, I'm not laughing at the lady that got killed, right? But there used to be a comedian, I forgot his name, he passed away. That used to be his main thing to say, like, whose dog is this? Whose dog is this? Right? When he would do his comedy skit. So the person obviously knew that comedian the same way I did. And they just changed it to whose man is this, right? And this is a comedian that used to be around a few years ago. I would say this person is probably like in the 50s, 60s, or something like that. Hopefully, because if they dying younger than that, it's something wrong. But like, I don't know if y'all know Arnez J, but he used to be back on BET doing comedy around the time Arnez J was on there doing really good. And that guy was really, really funny. I just don't remember his name. And he used to always say that, like, he would get to the middle of the joke and act as if like some neighborhood dog was wandering in whatever situation he was talking about. And that used to be his like go-to thing where he would make people laugh with like, whose dog is this? So you see how it's funny to me because the guy was talking about a real dog. And here we're talking about dog-like behavior in human beings that are causing other black women to get their lives taken from them, get all types of diseases that are taking their lives from them, get into situations where they're getting attacked by people that they don't even need to be getting attacked by. I mean, what? Like a month or so ago, we had Florida We had the 50-some-year-old lady kill the 20-some-year-old woman over a useless husband. Now that woman is gone, and this other lady is about to spend the rest of her life in jail, right? And now here we go with a similar situation where he deserves to go to jail. The down low guy that killed the black lady the other day, he deserves to go to jail. He actually deserves the death penalty, in my opinion. But they're probably not going to do that. But you would think by now that all of the black women, no matter where they live, and I'm putting a heavy emphasis on down south, because if y'all are not paying attention, even though this happens a lot in the Midwest, but down south is on the top of the list when it comes to black femicide. I don't know what is going on, but it seems like Georgia and Florida are the hot spots. So y'all need to start in all these states where the black femicide is rampant. Black women, please do yourself a favor. Stop dating black males completely. Stop it. Stay away from them. Don't even mess with other dudes if you really don't have to, because what are you doing and what are you missing? What are you really missing? The majority of these dudes, she tell the truth. Hey, tell the truth. She said, hey, everybody. What are you missing? Think about it. Everything in life you could do by yourself. Even excuse me for being rude right now, but even when it comes to fucking, you can fuck yourself. You really don't need them for anything. The only thing I don't like is that when we have a culture where black women are teaching, and I'm gonna get into this a little bit, and I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want people to get offended, right? But when we have a culture where we have ignorant black women of all ages teaching other black women to be gutter snipes. And by that, what I mean is, and I'm going to be honest with it. You got people like Shira Seven on here trying to tell women how to finagle situations with men and put them in relationships in situations where you don't know these people. And I don't give a fuck what she's telling you. There is no amount of playing a man to the point where you're going to get everything you want. It's not going to happen. So the only thing you're doing is setting yourself up to be living in a situation where violence is going to be creeping in the door. Death is probably going to be awaiting you, and hard time. Because you guys got to really understand, when you're a woman, men don't really like women. They like to use women, they like to abuse women, and they like to take ownership and control you. It is never the thing that you're looking for, which is like for somebody to love you, make you feel all fuzzy inside, kiss you on your cheek and rub your back and stroke your hair and really make love to you, where you could actually feel that he really cares for me, or he really likes being with me. You're never getting that from these dudes. And I'm not trying to be funny, I'm being serious. They are not that type of person. They have not ever lived that type of life. They have never had that instructed or instilled in them. And then when they go out into the world and they socialize amongst each other, they're basically a bunch of faggots that fuck women until women find out that they're fucking each other, and then women don't want to deal with them. There's a level of resentment that builds up on both sides of the fence. And now we got all this animosity and these dudes reeling out of control because they can't take rejection. So you got to remember this, right? So you got all that stupid shit going on. And then on top of that, you have these other asshole women out here that you guys need to shut down completely. And that's the people like Sukihana. And I thought this girl was okay, but now she's losing her mind too with some of the lyrics and the music I've heard, which is that sexy red chick from St. Louis or whatever the fuck her name is, right? All they talk about is fucking, sucking dick, eating somebody's ass, and bragging about how good their pussy is and getting pregnant. That is not what we want our young girls to be indoctrinated into, to think that's their value or that makes them somebody important. So I'm sorry, black women, mothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, best friends, family associates. Y'all gonna have to like really what? Nah, I don't want to hear that. Somebody was sending me a text telling me some stupid shit I don't want to hear. So anyway, listen, you're gonna have to start stepping up and speaking up, taking these little girls off to the side and actually talking to them about how to conduct themselves in life, how not to be out here thinking that sharing their body or selling ass is going to get them somewhere in life when you dealing with broke motherfuckers. I have said this 1,000 times, okay? Because this is what you dealing with out here. Even if you are one of these girls, right, that get the fake butt, the fake titties, and whatever you do cosmetically to your face and you look better and you're on the Instagram and some gay down low rapper, athlete, actor, or whomever goes into your DMs, right, and flies you out somewhere to do what all these nasty ass girls are doing these days, which is eating shit out of somebody else's ass. Think about what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck how much somebody uses a fleet enema, washes their ass, sticks something up there, cleans it, shaves it, whatever. You're still eating fecal matter when you stick your tongue. The shit they do is disgusting. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these black women. They're really gross. And let me tell you something. Y'all are going to see, right? Mark my words, that these silly black women, they're going to pay for what they're doing in just a matter of time. Because AIDS and HIV, that shit gives you like 5 to 10 years before it completely fucks you up in life, destroys your body mobility. You just start dying from the inside out. And I could guarantee you, there was a black lady I saw on a video. She was bragging about eating ASAP Rocky's ass and some other dude. I can't remember his name, right? And I was saying to myself, she's sitting there smiling, recanting a story where somebody supposedly gave her about $30,000 to $40,000 to suck on their dick and stick her tongue in their ass. And believe me, if those dudes are infected, which they normally are, right? It's going to take her almost a decade, and she's going to all of a sudden have all types of health problems she did not even know was possible, and she's going to die. Do you guys know? Oh my God, it is so, and y'all need to look this shit up. Do you know that when you have sex with a dude that sleeps with other guys and puts his penis in somebody's behind, the fecal matter or the shit residue that gets stuck in the head of his penis, that builds a funny type of bacteria that can cause cancer in women. Have you ever noticed some people in the last 3 or 4 years, right, before this monkeypox shit came, a lot of people dying of throat cancer and all types, having all types of infections of weird shit bacteria in their throat from sucking strange dick. This is what this is from. So you guys have got to start getting a hold of these little girls, right? Start pulling them to the side and letting them know. Stop listening to this rap music that is trying to tear you down and bring you into the gutter where you're reducing yourself to being a human fucking toilet for a black male. That is not sex. That is not romance. That's not lust. That's not any type of satisfaction for somebody to defecate or urinate on you or have you eating feces off of or from out of their body. That shit is insane. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with black women to stoop so low to start doing ignorant shit like that. But those of you that are in any proximity to young girls, please make them understand that is not how the fuck you supposed to be living in this world, because you will not be here long. That, let me tell you something, shit is the most disgusting fucking thing in the world. It can, you guys, shit can ferment and turn into a fucking bomb. That's number one. It can ferment go through all of the stages, right? It's of condensation, and then when it gets to the gas stage, it could blow up. It really can. When it sits somewhere long enough without air and it keeps going from solid liquid to gas, it keeps doing that long enough, it's going to get to the point where that gas is going to become ignitable. So think about that. You're talking about all the poisons in your body coming out of your ass. Somebody's putting that in their mouth. I don't understand why people are trying to dehumanize black women to the point of just all types of savage barbarity when it comes to sex. It makes no sense. And for any of those women to be out here promoting that shit, especially to our young, impressionable girls, y'all need to do your job and start spreading the word. Stop buying their fucking music. Stop streaming their videos. Stop promoting them. When they come on YouTube or whatever, wherever else you see them, go somewhere else. Turn the shit off. Don't engage. Don't give it any clicks. Don't give it any views, because I told y'all, these white people, they are doing these things in our community on purpose. Whenever black women are trying to raise up out of the gutter from all of these systematic things they put in our society or our communities to tear us down by keeping us poor, keeping us with dysfunctional men, keeping us living in violence, keeping us living with low wage paying jobs, keeping us with really bad education, schools where you can't get a real education, you can't do much with. You gotta stop falling for this shit. And the little things that you could do, believe me, they will mean a lot in the long term. When you take these girls and you tell them, even though you're looking at this woman and she's making money and she's on a video and she's being promoted as what you're supposed to be, know right away that number one, she don't make that much money, period. All right? They just don't. Number two, she's being used and abused like a modern day slave. She has to get up there and literally sell herself to actually be where she's at, to stay where she's at. And the first time she starts to slip in any popularity whatsoever, where the record company or whoever it is that's backing her can't make money off of her, they're going to drop her like it's nothing. So, too bad. If she's a bad influence, you got to teach your kids and your girls and your associates, your friends, whoever. You got to stop promoting this shit. If we want other people to crop up and represent us like decent black women, whether they're rapping, singing, playing instruments, promoting parties, whatever they do, they got to be positive, or they should not get no backing. You should not have people like this red person, Sexy Red or whatever she's calling herself, and this other one, oh my, Sukiana is so nasty, it's crazy. You shouldn't have any of those type of women representing black women on a major stage like that. All they're doing is rekindling all of the stereotypes and all the actual degradation that was done to black women on sex camps in slavery. You see all the shit they're singing about? If any of you have never ever read about the sex camps in America, which is why they called the American slavery American chattel slavery, if you want to get sick to your fucking stomach, go read that. Go read how they would take women and little girls, little boys and men, and take them to farms. And as soon as little girls started their period, they would have people rape them multiple times until they got pregnant. They didn't give a fuck if the child died or not because she's a child herself. And then you see how they had people like Epstein with Epstein's Island. They used to do shit like that with little black girls and little indigenous girls back in slavery. So if you want to get sick to your stomach and see just how gross, if we keep pushing this culture of ill repute, right, and sexual deviancy onto our children and into the black community on a whole, it's going to get worse and worse. And my personal opinion is that the reason they pushing all this sex shit and all this deviant sex is because now y'all remember in the beginning of the fight for the LGBT rights, right? Back when stupid ass fucking what is his name? Obama was president and he was doing all of that, standing up for the LGBT people and doing nothing for the black people. You had quite a few advocates back then that were fighting for pedophilia's rights. Now, follow where I'm going with this. If society gets to the point where it gets so low down, so dirty, where you already have fractions of America where they're trying to tell parents, we're going to put you in jail if you do not allow your child to say they identify as being the opposite sex and then want to have a sex change. Even though this is a child now, and this child is not capable of consent in any way to any of the shit they're talking about. They're threatening parents with being arrested, being locked up, and having their children taken from them. So once this shit keeps plummeting and plummeting and plummeting and going lower and lower out of control, it's just a matter of time before those fucking freaks that like to fuck children are going to say, oh, well, if a child has the right to determine what sex they want to be, they should also have the right to determine if they want to have sex or not, and with an adult. That's coming. So if you guys don't start jumping in front of the bullshit before it gets here, we're going to be on a slippery slope into anything goes until all hell breaks loose and there is like a civil war in this country between who's not going for the bullshit and everybody who's down with the bullshit. And this has happened in this country before. This is why I said, know your history and you'll be good. This has happened here before. Because this country used to have codes of conduct where people had to have a certain etiquette when they came out into the street. And they had to have a certain way of living inside their house. And that shit was enforced by the police. Later, social services was created. And then they had social workers coming into your house to make sure. Before they had foster care and stuff like that, they only had orphanages. And so when they went to go check on the kids, if the kids wasn't living right, they living in a whorehouse like many of them did. They living in a speakeasy, or they living in a place where people getting shot, they gambling, drinking, drugging, and etc. The authorities would come up in there, snatch the kids up out, write fines, put people in jail, and try to make society, it's a corny phrase, right? But they would try to make polite society. And I mean, we're going back to that because people are taking their freedom and the fact that they have rights that they want to impose upon others way, way, way too far. And it's getting out of hand. And if we don't start pumping the brakes on a lot of this stuff, it's going to be madness out here soon. And believe me when I tell you, they're pushing this shit hard now because I don't know if y'all are paying attention where you live, but everybody in America is noticing that Black women are good. They're working. They're going to school. They're in their apartments. They're taking care of their children. They're driving. They're walking. They're this. They're bicycling. They're vacationing. And what are Black males doing? A lot of them are fucking bumming out, laying on street corners with no place to go, talking to themselves, looking fucking crazy, riding and committing all types of crimes on the subway and everywhere else, right? And people are seeing that. And they, instead of them dealing with it the right way, which is by opening up the mental institutions all over this country and throwing their asses in there, right? They feel like, why should we let Black women progress and try to move ahead and change their station in life? We want them to stay right the fuck where they are because y'all got to really remember, everybody in this country is eating off of our backs, okay? The same way they did in slavery. We're still at the bottom, even though we still could live a lot decent if we choose to. But we're still not making the money that everybody else makes the way they make it. We're still like less than 50 cents on a dollar in compared to what everybody else makes for the same fucking job. Okay? So when you got all this going on at one time, you got to think past getting high, drinking, wanting to have a good time, whatever stupid gossip is going on and whatever drama. And you got to think long term, 5, 10, 20 years down the line. How am I going to be in this life? How are my children, my family, my trajectory in this goddamn world? What's going on with me positively? I don't want no bullshit where I got to stop and start again every few years because shit just keeps setting me back. When you keep falling for all this dumb shit they put out here for us, this is what will happen to you. You gotta, and this is why I come on here and I get frustrated because I tell y'all, stop the relationship shit. Turn the page on that bullshit already. You already fucking know that these dudes are telling you blatantly in your face, we don't like you. They showing you by the number of black femicide every day. They showing you they don't even like black children. They're killing them. Like that dude just killed his son the other day for whatever reason. They never even came up with a reason to tell us besides the same quote unquote, I don't want to pay child support. Well, you don't pay that much any fucking way. And if that's so much of a problem, then just move to another fucking state where you don't have to pay shit. Because most times when you leave the state, they're not going to really enforce it. So there's no reason for you to be killing children. But understand, black women, it's not always about the shit they like to try to say, which is blaming it on black women and children and child support. A lot of times these motherfuckers are just upset with their lot in life, and they're upset with the fact that they're poor, they got no control in society, no woman of substance besides the bums that they usually get want to be with them, and they don't like that. They want to find women that are actually doing stuff in life, have a whole lot of shit in life that they could just take advantage of, lay around on, use her shit, use her money, use up her body, and feel like they living a fucking life like they King Midas or something like that. This is their issue. So a lot of times when stuff is not going their way and they're so stressed out because they got no money, they got no future, no education, nothing going on for them, this other person can't give you everything you want in life. So now, fuck it, I'm going to lash out, and I don't give a fuck if I kill somebody. I don't care if I go to jail. And it's really how they do. Because that person they've taken out of this world, they're gone. Those people that they've killed, they can't get a do-over. But when this motherfucker comes out of jail, no matter how long he stays in there, he gets a default fucking do-over. And this is how y'all got to start looking at shit, because these people are really not paying for what they're doing. They're not. I don't care if they go to jail. Unless they're actually killed, that's the only time they pay for what they do. And since the criminal justice system is not in the habit of giving everybody the fucking death penalty, they're not really paying. They're just sitting their ass somewhere for a length of time to get out, to come back out to do the same fucking shit they did when they went in there. And y'all know it to be true. So we as black women, you got to stop this shit. You got to stop allowing them to have a place to stay in your apartment, having access to your money, having access to your body, having access even to your kids. I don't give a shit if they're the father or not. Like, most of you know when the dude ain't shit. You know this. And unless you got an order that is literally saying this kid must go with this dude at a certain time, you still should be up in court fighting that shit to say, no, I want to appeal this shit, and I want supervised visitations, or I want no visitation at all, because this person is a threat to my child's safety. And fight that shit as hard as you can until the judge goes along with it, or you ask for a change of venue and get a new fucking judge. You got to fight for your kids, period. You have to. And it's just like, it's so many things that we could do to stop a lot of this. Number one, stop listening to these people on these podcasts talking about relationships and what these black males want in order for women to get into relationships or for somebody to like you. Everybody likes you. The thing you don't want is for black males to like you. You don't want that. You want everybody else in the world to like you, because then you could take your time and slowly pick and choose through whoever you want to befriend, whoever you want to get in a relationship, or whoever you just want to socially know or casually see each other from time to time. Hey, how you doing? Oh, you want to go to this place such and such? All right, come with me. Don't come with me. You want to go on a trip? Yes, I do. No, I don't. No huge commitment. You don't need to be looking for that shit. You're going to get more problems than you know with the long-term huge fucking commitments. These people, you got to think about it, right? Everybody doesn't react the same way when it comes to their emotions and how they handle shit that affects their emotion or hurts their emotions. People got a problem with rejection, right? So when you're dealing with these people, and you may look at it this way: okay, I was with this person, or I'm involved with this person for 2 to 5 years, however the length of time is. I'm good. I'm okay with the fact that you go, I don't want to be bothered with this shit no more. I'm out. I'm done. I don't want this relationship no more. You are like, okay, all right, and you're good. The other person, sometimes their issue is, nah, fuck that. I done invested too much in this shit, and no, you gonna fucking love me because I'm not ready to let the shit go, or I'm just not trying to hear nothing you gotta fucking say anyway. I don't give a fuck about validating your feelings, validating your opinion, even giving a fuck about your opinion. This is the shit you gonna be dealing with when you fucking around trying to do this Shira 7 shit and worrying about relationships and trying to get a motherfucker to take care of you, or you feeling like because these bitch made dudes have come on YouTube and said black women are not attractive, they're not what men want, they're the worst women out of all of them. You know that's bullshit. You know all that's bullshit. That's just a form of psychology to try to beat down your self-esteem, to make you accept any and everything and all types of abuse from people when they cannot live up to the standards that they should be meeting in life and in society. That is a bullshit head game. Stop falling for it. Stop believing that bullshit. So anyway, you got to think about those things, because a lot of the stuff that's happening to black women and their children can be avoided by the decisions black women make. And I'm not talking that stupid manosphere shit where they try to blame everything on black women. What I'm saying is, if this is a poor motherfucker that does not got his head on straight, he often gets mad very quickly. He has unstable lifestyle, whatever it may be. He got no place to really live. He don't really have a dependable job. He got a problem with giving you money when you ask for it. He got a problem being responsible for his own children, for himself. He lacks all type of incentive or initiative to do anything. You're walking into a problem. You are literally walking into a problem. And all those things can be the same situation with a person who has a stable job. It is just a thing about black males, and y'all got to really accept it, and you got to get past the thing. For those of you that have this problem, get past the point where you feel like all the other women have decent men and I'm missing out. You're not, because all the other women are going through shit with those men too. Those men are fucked up. When you think about what's happening in this world, sometimes black women, you need to count your motherfucking blessings that you are as free as you are in the country you fucking live in. Because you think about, you see how everybody likes to try to always throw up religion and trying to throw out Muslim culture like it's the greatest fucking thing in the world and it works so perfectly for men and women. I don't think all those little girls over there that they're selling that are getting fucked by grown men feel that it's the greatest religion and the greatest place to be as a little girl grown into a woman. You have places in those Muslim countries, I don't call out the countries per se, right? Because they'll be all in my fucking comments. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know this shit for a fact. Because you could go on any documentaries about those countries, and there'll be tons and tons of fucking articles and videos about child brides, right? The fathers are so fucking poor in a lot of those countries. And this extends to Africa too, right? Even though there is no such thing as the Middle East, it's either Africa or one of the other six continents. There is no such thing as the Middle East. So all those guys over there, when they're poor, they need money. They sell their daughters to old motherfuckers that fuck children. So this is what I'm talking about when I say stop thinking that your lot in life is as bad or worse than other people, because if you really knew the shit that's going on in this world, you would hold your head up high and be very fucking proud of the fact that people don't want to fuck with you, because that's leaving you out of all the bullshit. And then you have better pickings at people that are actually worth your time. I'm so fucking serious, right? You have the Asian people with all their issues with how they like certain genders, and them killing all those little girls for such a long time has got every one of their countries in a fucking whirlwind right now. In Korea, and I know this for a fact because my sister-in-law is from Korea. Those women over there, they are not fucking with men at all. They don't want to get married. They don't want no boyfriends. They becoming lesbians. They don't want to have children. They tying their tubes, cutting their uterus, do every fucking thing they can to not deal with men. So black women in America, understand that you got it good. And the only thing that would have you have it better or the best in life is if you stop fucking with black males and start centering yourself the way you should, where you start mapping your life out for your old age. And get the fuck off all those narcotics, drugs, and drinking. Stop tearing your fucking body up. Stop tearing your mind up. And stop making yourself have a particular vice in life that people can use against you to manipulate you. Something that also is a beacon or a place in your body, avoiding your soul, that can harbor depression, which can lead to you losing your fucking mind and becoming one of these down and out black women that's literally out here living in the street like a gutter snipe, doing all types of things for a fucking sandwich, a bottle of water, and somewhere to wash your ass. Stop it. Stop it. Put all the fucking handicaps in life down. Everything from smoking weed, drinking liquor, taking drugs, having a sex addiction. Put all that bullshit to the side, because all of that shit is mental. It is fucking mental. None of that is no real thing in life. You choose to do that shit because you like it, and you're convincing yourself that that's some shit that you want to do when you don't have to do it. Why can't you convince yourself, I need to learn how to invest in stocks. I need to learn how to make sure I have the proper insurance for the rest of my life, so that if anything happens to me today or tomorrow where I can't go back to work, right? I have an insurance plan that will pay for my disability, that will pay for whatever happens to me, so I don't have to worry about my security in every damn year to come. That's what I would like you to do. That's why I get so fucking frustrated with this platform, because all I see on here is craziness. And unless you're out here actively seeking the smaller YouTube channels where these black women are here, because I found them to teach you how to navigate your job when you're dealing with like microaggressions and issues with racial discrimination, or a hostile work environment, or the fact that you have had it with this job. I can't take it no more, and I just got to get a new job. But before you leave, if you know the right stuff to say, and you get your right evidence, and you don't share it with them, but you use it as a form of leverage, you probably could walk away with a very nice severance package just by knowing the right things to do. And there are women on this platform that are here teaching you that. You have, once again, what is her name? Colette Elizabeth. You have the what is that? The HR lady. She's also known as the what is it? The bald girl will travel. There's so many women on here giving you the right information to change your life where you have a monetary come up. But yet, y'all are on here giving your money to people like Princella, Cynthia G, Shira, and everybody else who's doing nothing but running you in fucking circles back to the same spot of worrying about a fucking black dude, whether you realize it or not. I don't give a fuck how many times Princella talks about how she's trying to teach black women to get away from black men. No, you're not. No, you're really not. Because if you were, you would be really doing something else. But all she's doing is the same thing the rest of them are doing, which is keep circulating the same bullshit they talk about time and time again, so you come out your pocket for her. That's what she's doing. That's what they're all doing. Jordan, I don't know if you're a woman, but if you're not a woman, please get the hell out of my chat. Because I don't need you coming here and giving me no thank you for talking about the type of black women because it's traumatizing. I'm not here for that bullshit. I'm here for telling black women to avoid the pitfalls, not to chastise them on some bullshit stereotype you may be believing in. Now, if you're a woman, I apologize, but I hope you're not coming from that same dumbass frame of reference, because that's not the shit I'm on, okay? I don't do none of that manosphere ignorant fucking talking points over here, because I don't believe in blaming black women for every fucking thing, because we're not responsible for everything. We're not responsible for another motherfucker except for the body you're in, okay? Because any goddamn time y'all talk about anything when it comes to, okay, I see you, Jordan, to the situation in the black community, is always black women. You don't never talk about the fucking grandfathers, the fathers, the uncles, the fucking molesting cousins. You don't talk about none, even the fucking fucked up preachers. You don't talk about none of them motherfuckers. But you got every fucking thing to say about a black woman. That shit will get me completely out of control on this damn platform. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear that. She said, I'm a 22-year-old black woman. My apologies. Yeah, no problem, babe. I accept your apology. I just gotta tell you where I'm coming from, because I'm in my 50s. You understand me? I've lived through the worst fucking black women in America. I lived through the black era of black women exploitation in real life. Not just talking about fucking Foxy Brown. I'm talking about my mother was a fucking functional junkie. My father was a functional junkie because that nigga was on heroin and put my mama on fucking heroin, okay? This is the 70s. This is what they did to black women. They did this to black women. So when you see these motherfuckers talking about how black women don't do this and black women don't do that, well, half of them couldn't, motherfucker, because a lot of y'all had them on the street corners, prostituting them out, pimping them out, because you couldn't get a fucking job and you couldn't take your bitch ass to school to get an education, to be a man, to do what a man is supposed to do. The other half had the rest of the women in fucking bars pretending to be bartenders and shit like that, selling drugs in the fucking bars. And then you had the other half getting women hooked on narcotics so they could do all types of shit that they were afraid to do, that they would send women to do. Drug deals. Sending them to do hits on people. This is what the fuck they did in the 70s. All of those exploitation movies where you looking at that shit and you're saying to yourself, this shit is too crazy to be true. Yes, it was. Because all those motherfuckers was high out their mind, doing all types of shit, throwing motherfuckers off roofs, all types of crazy shit. Okay? That's what they was doing. So I get very tight about that, because when you think about the destruction black males have caused, they took 2 generations of black women's potential, what they could have been, and they had them strung out on fucking drugs, selling their asses on Delancey Street, Chinatown, up and down the motherfucking pier where I'm from down here in New York City, and everywhere else where you live. Everybody got a fucking hostro, okay? This is what they did to our women, all the way up to the 80s when crack took over and had them crazier than they were in the fucking 70s. So no, I'm not with that blaming shit on black women, because black women been fighting an uphill battle since the 1960s. And I'm gonna tell you why this is significant. Because up until the 60s, right, you had that bullshit in this country where black women were not allowed to get a real education. They weren't allowed to get a bank account. They weren't allowed to get a line of credit to do anything. So everything they did in this country with all those obstacles stacked against them, they worked hard to make money themselves. They worked rooming houses. They drove cabs. They drove buses. They scrubbed floors. They washed toilets. They cooked people's food, washed people's babies. They did all types of insulting, dehumanizing, degrading fucking work to make a check. All the way up to the 60s. Basically being a fucking modern day slave, right? Then when the 60s came, you had a few women get together. I'm only talking about black women. I ain't talking about white people, because they try to make white people seem like they did everything when they did not. You got a few women get together and say, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. What about you? And then you had a great woman come out of the South named Fannie Lou Baker. And then Fannie Lou Hamer, Fannie Lou Hamer, and Ella Baker. Those women started organizing those black women workers in the South, everything from picking cotton to working in fucking factories. And they made those women mobilize to get better rate wages and better work hours and better work conditions. When the American government seen that shit, they said, oh, these fucking women can be a problem. Let me sit back a minute and think how we can knock their asses down seriously. That's when the drug infiltration came into our communities. Worse than it had ever been. Because y'all got to really know the history of this country. There was a time when only cocaine and heroin were the kings on the block or everywhere. Then, the end of the 60s, beginning of the 70s, they start flooding out fucking neighborhoods with everything they could come up with in those laboratories. They used to call them, back when I was a little girl, designer drugs. They used to have all this shit and just tweaked it as years came. So yeah, I'm not one for blaming black women, because we have always had shit stacked against us unsurmountably, seriously. And we still fucking found a way out. Where those motherfuckers always took the easy way out and used us as the fucking cushion or buffer against fucking society and everything else. And always ran behind us when the fucking trouble came. So that's why I have the stance I have. But when I see the shit coming back around today in the music with the dumb shit with Sukihana and this lady from St. Louis, this fucking whatever her name is, Sexy Red, and all that video they did, that shit is ultimately disgusting. And black women who have little girls, it is your obligation and your responsibility to tell them, I don't give a fuck how America tries to push these celebrities in your face and try to use these silly motherfuckers as an example for you to follow. Don't fucking do it. Do not do it. Because they're putting those fools up there to show you how to tear your life apart. That's it. Because you are making too much progress on your fucking own. That is why they're all up there to distract you. That's why everybody's fucking pregnant. That's why everybody's talking about sucking dick, eating ass, and all types of other shit that nobody has ever been talking about before. It just keeps getting worse and worse every fucking year because you are getting focused. You are doing what we're telling you to do. Center yourself. Leave all these motherfuckers alone and go chase your life. Go get what you deserve out of life. You need an education. Don't let nobody tell you you don't need an education. I'm telling you, you need an education. I'm going to take a test tomorrow for a job that's going to pay me $90,000. I make $70,000 right now. For New York City, that's not a lot of money. But for a black woman who has always been making over $60,000 her entire life, that is good. Because I never have to worry about some nigga being in control of what the fuck my tomorrow holds. Do you understand me? And you are supposed to be the same way, if not better. When you get the right education, fuck 70, fuck 90,000. You could be in the 100,000s, 200,000, 300,000s. And that's where the fuck I want you to be. Because I know you can do it. Black women are smart. And these young black women today, they're way more talented than we were when we were young. Because we were indoctrinated with the bullshit of being somebody's wife, being a good daughter, being somebody who's obedient, somebody who listens. Even I have fell into that bullshit. It took me 2 husbands to cause me all types of fucking traumatizing experiences in life to say, fuck that. I'm not dealing with that shit no more. So black women of today, young black women of today, do not waste your time the way we wasted our time. Please do not. Let me see y'all what y'all talking about. No, you good, Jordan. Don't keep apologizing. You good. Melissa said, when Prince Ella said that she's the female Kevin Samuels, I was like, yeah. No, like you would even call yourself that. And then she's on her live. Then she said on her live stream, that's it. It's either she pimps you or men pimp. Okay, there you go right there. Saying what I told you. She's getting so confident, so fucking arrogant. And I probably shouldn't have said that on this video because you know they watch other people's videos, right? So the fact, Melissa, that you peeped her fucking whole card and you put it out there like that, she's going to know that now. And she's not going to say that shit anymore. And she's going to twist shit around where she knows now that people are seeing through her bullshit. Because I had said that from the first time I saw her. I said she's full of shit. I said she speaks in that fake fucking preacher tonation to lure people in because everybody knows black people like rhythmic talking. We do it in church. We do it in singing. We do it in ad-libbing. We do it when we fucking around in the house cooking, at the cookout, the barbecue. That is who we are. We are very musically inclined people. And when I say that rhythmic talking, like when she does that talking, like sounding like she's about to do a sermon, that's exactly what I mean. We do that when we sitting around the table talking shit about somebody in the family. We talking about the cousin that thinks that everybody don't know what the fuck they doing on the side, outside of their wife or their husband. You know that, because I've done it in my own family. We sit there, we laugh, we giggle, we talk shit, and then we may sing a little something to be a comedian. She's doing the same shit when she does her lives, because she's black too. She knows the culture, and she taps into what is going to catch your fucking attention, hold you there, and do exactly what Melissa's saying. She wants to be a female Kevin Samuels, right? And what did she say on her live? She says either she pimps you or the men pimp you. So in her opinion, your money is better served going in her pocket than the dude's pockets. Now, personally, I happen to agree with the money part going into her pockets, but not the fucking message she's giving. Because I honestly think all black women on here need to get paid the same way black women come out their pocket to be giving it to all these fucked up black dudes on here with all their bullshit ass content channels. But I don't agree with her message. I think she would spend her time being a better creator if she was being honest and not fucking around with black women, just trying to tell them some shit that she knows they want to hear to steal from them. I think it would be better if she actually understood, like, look, I know black women are having an issue in this area of self-esteem because of men, what has happened to them in relationships, and maybe the fact that they might not have had a great life. So, okay, I'm gonna talk about how to deal with that. I'm gonna talk about how to give you coping skills so you don't have to let that shit bother you no more. If she would come at it from an honest, real fucking angle where she's actually trying to benefit black women and not just make her pockets fat, she would be a dynamite or probably one of the best fucking creators on YouTube. But right now, she's a piece of shit like all the rest of them, just on here conning fucking black women. That's it. And they all run the same fucking game. They call each other to each other's channels because they want to make the popularity grow. They want to get the hits. They want to get the views. They want the YouTube check to be in the thousands. Eventually, get like Kevin Samuels and be in the millions, if that's even possible. Or the Fresh and Fit niggas that just got demonetized. They need to get fucking decapitated, but that's another story, right? That's all it is. All it is a money game to all these people. And it's very rare. You have people like me, some of the other smaller content creators I mentioned, and other ones out there that I'm not aware of that are honestly on here trying to give black women the tools they need to navigate this life and really, really have a great life. Like, I told y'all about the black lady on here. She has her own channel. She talks about buying houses. She's from Atlanta. I think she moved there. She's from somewhere else. She has a whole channel talking about everything about buying a house for black women. Why are y'all not on channels like that? Fuck Princella. Fuck Cynthia. Fuck Shira. They're not talking about nothing that's going to elevate your life. All they're talking about is shit that's going to trigger trauma. And we fucking know it. Every black woman has a story where she has been hurt and done wrong by a black male, because that is the culture we all come from. All those women know that. And they exploit that shit on a daily fucking basis. And I personally don't like it. That's why I don't have a fucking problem calling them out on it. They can challenge me, say whatever the fuck they want. I ain't never come on here and been like, okay, let's get the super chats up. I'm not going to say another word, or I'm going to end the live unless you guys start giving me money, because I need to get paid for what I come on here and do. I deserve it. I deserve it. I've heard them do that shit. And I've been looking at them like they done lost their motherfucking mind. They really have, because not near a one motherfucker needs to click on their shit and look at it at all if they don't want to. But here you talking to people, watching your video as if they gotta do some shit for you. Like if they don't, you gonna come bust in their house and beat their ass or something. Like, who the fuck do they think they are? And especially when you ain't doing shit positive for black women. All you doing is promoting bullshit they don't need. A fucking book, a fucking lecture, a workshop. What the fuck are you talking about, bitch? You need to talk to me about how the fuck I get money up when I need a second job. You need to talk to me about how the fuck I pay bills to the minimum where I don't get no shit cut off. You need to talk to me about how do I bounce back from being laid off? Or how do I look at the websites that will let me know when all these companies are deciding to let a certain number of people go? I need you to talk to me about shit that really affects my life. Not worrying about no dick and pussy every fucking day of my life. That shit I don't need. Because that ain't putting no food on my table. It ain't keeping no roof over my head. It's not doing none of that. So what are you talking to me about? I don't know. And this is why I personally get frustrated. I really do. But look, I feel very upset because I deleted all those videos where I had all that shit in videos for y'all. I can't even remember half of the shit that I poured into YouTube for black women that were real resources. But I will do them again after January. But because right now I'm very angry with y'all. And I'm very dissatisfied with what is happening on YouTube. and I need to be away from this shit for a little while. I really do. And I know y'all understand. Because there's nothing worse than seeing like fake ass Pied Pipers pulling black women into an illusion of shit and fucking their lives up and watching all these women go up in flames. Like when these women are following these women or listening to them, and this is becoming a part of their mindset and how they move in life, they're gravitating towards people that are going to end up taking them out of this life. They're gravitating towards people that are going to take their money. They're gravitating towards people that's going to beat their ass, make their lives crazy, traumatize their children. This is the shit that comes out of that. But when you openly tell black women, like I'm doing right now, like, yo, just stop listening to these bitches. Just stop it. You a fucking hater. You a hater. You just mad because you don't have as many subscribers and you don't have as many. No, that's really not what it is. It is, I really get sick to my stomach when I see black women exploiting other black women. When you know black women got it hard enough already in this motherfucking life. We got the whole fucking world against us. And believe me when I tell you that, it is real. Motherfuckers don't have no empathy for us. Case in point, let me tell you what happened to me today. If I could turn this camera around, but I can't because it's too far for y'all to see it. When I walk, I'm in my car, I'm right across the street from my building, right? When I walk into my building, there are 2 security doors I got to go through to get in. So I was coming home from work today, and you know when you've done a whole day's work, you tired. You don't feel like all that jokey shit when you run into people sometimes. So there's like a little Jamaican truck over here all the time selling food. I said, let me get me a plate because I don't really feel like cooking right now. I go get my plate. I walk to the door to go through the 2 security doors to go home. As I'm getting get through the first door, go to the second door. This Hispanic dude comes out that lives in the next building from me. So I don't want him to hold the door for me because I got my own key and I didn't fucking ask him to. So when I see him coming this way, I go the other way. He gets mad and calls me some shit in Spanish and then like lets the door go violently. And it did, it could have hit me, but it didn't. And I said to him, I said, you're a real bugged out bitch. I said, because fuck you. I didn't ask you to hold the door for me. I said, and secondly, I'm very tired, but if that door would have hit me, I would have took every ounce of strength I had and literally tried to kill you where you stand. Because you don't have no right to react like that to me. I don't have to accept your motherfucking offer. And this is the thing that I'm telling y'all about. Black women got to deal with all fucking day, anywhere we go in this life, because people look at us and feel like we're beneath everybody. So whatever the fuck they throw at us and want to do to us, we're supposed to accept. No, the fuck we don't. No, the fuck we're not, right? Even at work, when I'm talking to other black women or whatever, then other people come, you know how that shit is. And you don't feel like talking no more. You just shut down. You quiet. You go back to doing what you're doing or whatever. This older dude that has been like sniffing my ass for the longest is really getting on my fucking nerves, right? He comes over, he tries to get into the conversation. He can get into the conversation. I don't own the conversation. So I just go back to what I was doing and, like slowly do a fade to a wind down out of the conversation. So I just all the way fall back. He deliberately starts talking to me immediately. He sees me trying to shrink away, right? So I said to him, I looked him dead in his eyes. I said, yo, listen, I moved back for a reason. I'm not trying to continue a conversation. I most especially don't want to have a conversation with you. And I went back just like that. Oh, you rude. I said, no, what I am is honest, and you can't deal with it. I didn't ask you to talk to me. I didn't even initiate a conversation with you. I was talking to the women. And now I'm going to go over here and do not follow me. And that's it. He talking shit to the other women about I'm rude. I'm not rude. I don't give a fuck about making you feel good when I told you no, motherfucker. Period. I'm not apologizing for being me and not wanting to fuck with you. Period. Period. And even though those are little stories, they may be stupid, they may not even be important. They're microaggressions that Black women have to deal with every day, all motherfucking day. We do. So that's why all the stuff I've been telling you thus far in regards to like owning your own journey in life is important, because everybody else out here feels like you owe them something and they got a right to, you know, claim dibs on you and tell you what you should be doing because they feel like that's what you're supposed to be doing. No, no, no. And those women that keep that type of energy swirling in Black women's minds and just keep that energy flowing through YouTube to make it seem like real shit is not important in this world that you should be focused on, but we should be wasting our fucking time with worrying about if men are capable of loving or not, who they choose, how you supposed to trick them out of money, and how you could swindle them into taking care of you for the rest of your life. Could we stop all that bullshit, please? You ain't tricking no grown man into nothing he don't want to do. Ain't nobody gonna do shit or give you shit or love you if they don't fucking want to. And what they decide to do, they are not gonna ask your fucking permission to do it. So can we stop talking about that bullshit? Melissa said it's true. Like we're supposed to be on go 24/7, and if you're not, then how dare you? Women don't owe anyone anything. Let us be autonomous. Exactly. And you know what the crazy shit is, Melissa? When Black women collectively start doing that, just there we go. Perfect example of what I just talked about. Now that's some type of fucking Hispanic bitch behind the wheel. The Black woman didn't even get off the curb. She was right in front of my car trying to cross the street. And y'all all know that pedestrians have the right of the way. The Black woman didn't even get past my hood to cross the street. The bitch driving is supposed to stop. She sees the Black woman. Black woman didn't even get to move. She beep. Like, hurry up, bitch. Hurry up. I don't want to wait for you. This is exactly the shit I'm talking about. Every day, all fucking day. This is it. So when Melissa's saying that and she's making that point, that is exactly what it is. People are so conditioned to us, oh, fuck them. Do them any way you feel like doing. That's what they're here for. No, we're not. No, we're not. And the sooner we start getting out of people's lives and in situations, whether it be fucking churches, synagogues, mosques, or wherever, where we're supposed to just sit the fuck down, shut up, take it, and be quiet. No. Stand up, speak out, center yourself, do for yourself, and let them motherfuckers fend for themselves. Period. Hold on. Yeah, it's too much. Jordan is saying she agree with you, Melissa. It's too much. And it's important for us not to only do it for ourselves, but to most importantly, encourage the young women to do the same things and do the right things. And do not promote that division I see sometimes on people's pages, like with Real Talk with Yanni, where they always trying to put a wedge between older Black women and younger women. Don't do that. And make sure anybody that is doing that, you tell them, don't do that. Because that woman, that older woman, if she starts giving you chunks of nuggets of wisdom, you need to learn everything she's going to tell you. Because somewhere in your life, before you get to her age, you're going to encounter the very lesson that she's trying to give you. And you should know how to deal with that thing when you encounter it. And you're not going to know if somebody who has not already lived this life has not told you how to deal with that. because that is how life is. This is a learn as we go. So if I've already gone down the road and I've learned all this shit and I already know where the potholes are and where the smooth part of the road is, you need to ask me, yo, Steph, what's up with this road? How raggedy is it or how smooth is it? I'll be able to tell you. So we don't need all that division between each other. We need each other to know that we need to all be doing the best thing we can by ourselves so that all of us get something good out of it. Because if mothers are good and they doing what the hell they got to do best for themselves, that means that they're going to center themselves. They're going to take care of their babies. Then when their babies take care of their babies, they reflect on how somebody cared for them. They will care better for those kids. And it keeps going on generation after generation till we get all this fucking smut shit out of our communities. We get all this dysfunctional shit out of our communities. That's how that works, Black women. That is how that shit works. And most importantly, we stop dying from Black femicide, and our children stop being put in situations where they get killed by their fathers. And on that note, I'm going to tell y'all good night because my battery is about to completely die. But I'll see y'all again. I guess, I don't know when, but I'll see you again. Thank you to everybody in the chat that participated. I greatly appreciate it. That's Melissa and Jordan. Was it anybody else? I think that was it. Oh, Melissa, Jordan, tell the truth. Thank you guys, all right? If you don't get anything from me, take this. Please always live up to your greatest potential. If there's anything you ever wanted to achieve in life, don't you ever stop until you do it. I don't care how long it takes. I take my own advice. I always wanted to try to pursue law, right? So I've always had my foot in it. Then I've read not too long ago that they're doing away with the bar, right? So that means that you can go to law school now. And you don't have to worry about taking that incredibly hard test just to get your damn license. So for those of you that's interested in that, hoorah, right? But don't let nothing stop you. The other thing is, for those of you that's interested in medicine, don't stop in America. There are programs in Cuba and other countries that allow Black and Hispanic students to go to school for free because you are underrepresented in medicine. Seek those programs out and live out your dreams. Don't stay stagnant in no goddamn ghetto living in poverty. Good night, y'all. Take care of y'all selves. Good night. See y'all soon.